The biggest mistake I see midlife women make is spending hours doing steady-state cardio while neglecting one of the most powerful training tools available, high-intensity training. Today I show you when to use it, when not to use it, and exactly how to fit in your weekly training plan for best results. Hi, I'm Silvia from Silviactive, and today from finally sunny South Africa. We know now, and we have established, that high-intensity training is very helpful for menopausal health, but only if it doesn't wreck your recovery. Today, we are moving from the why to the how. In part 1 of our high-intensity series, we explored whether it's suitable for peri and menopausal women. We established that it is a great tool, but only if you planned carefully, so it doesn't leave you feeling burnout or overstressed. Menopause, your body perceives high-intensity cardio like spinning and running as a survival threat, and release cortisol. Let's try not to fall in the cardio trap. I eat the same, I exercise more, but the belly won't go away. This is the #1 complaint of women aged between 50 to 60. The reason is cortisol sensitivity. Cortisol tells your body danger and stores fat around your vital organs and your belly for safety. Also, break down muscle tissue, lower the metabolism. In midlife, the goal is muscle prevention and metabolic health. It will put you in zone 2, which is a fat burning zone. The solution and the answer is always the same: strength training. When you build on the days you show up, even a small way, you move forward. Progress comes from small wins. You need to feel good about your effort you're putting in. Don't be hard with yourself when life gets busy. A good training week isn't about fitting in as many sessions as possible. It's about finding a rhythm you can keep up. Start with something you know, can stick to, and build from there. So how do we fit this high-intensity workout in your training week? Let's look at this table. For example, on Monday you do your strength training with high resistance, maybe just lower body. On Tuesday, you can rest or do active recovery with activity like yoga, mobility, or walking. Then Wednesday, you are ready for your high-intensity training. As you can see, we aren't just throwing in high intensity at random. We are sandwiching it between lower intensity days. This gives your central nervous system the breathing room it needs to recover while still giving your metabolism the high intensity spark. Thursday, take a well-deserved rest day. Friday strength, high resistance. If you have done your lower body on a Monday, then you will concentrate to the upper body on a Friday. Saturday, moderate activity like walking and mobility. And Sunday, you have a well-deserved rest day. Remember to do your mobility exercises and your warm-up every time before you start any training. Sometimes having someone in your corner, whether it's a training partner, a friend, or a personal trainer, makes that consistency easier. Begin, stay consistent, let the momentum build. Action beat perfection every time. I'd like you to try the sandwich method this week. Swap one of your long cardio sessions for a 15-minute high-intensity burst and see how recovery feels like. And let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, like it and share it with your loved ones. And see you soon.